Years had passed since the Great Migration to the Holy Lands. Ibrahim was finally blessed with his firstborn son, Ismail. But soon after this immense joy, a massive divine trial arrived. Allah commanded him to take his wife Hajra and the infant baby far away. The divine wisdom behind this harsh command was profound, yet hidden. Allah chose this dead, empty valley to one day build his sacred house, and to lay the holy foundation for the final prophet of mankind. They traveled hundreds of miles south into the deep Arabian desert. For a father who waited 86 years for a son, it was a heartbreaking test. To leave his beloved family in a barren, empty wasteland. But the heart of Ibrahim was completely submitted to his Creator. He left them near a dry tree, with only a small bag of dates and a water skin. As he turned his back to walk away, Hajra followed him. She cried out, "Are you leaving us in a valley with no humans and no food?" He remained completely silent, his heart heavy with immense grief. Then her absolute faith awakened, and she asked the final question. "Did Allah command you to do this?" He finally looked at her and gently answered, "Yes." She peacefully replied, "Then he will never let us be lost." Ibrahim walked until he was completely out of their sight. He turned toward the empty valley, raised his trembling hands, and prayed. "O our Lord, I have settled my family in a valley with no vegetation. Make the hearts of people incline toward them and provide them with fruits." Soon, the harsh desert heat dried up their small water supply. The infant Ismail began to cry, twisting in the sand from intense thirst. A mother's loving heart could not bear to watch her baby suffer. Hajra desperately ran up the nearest rocky hill, named Safar. She looked across the empty horizon for any traveling caravans. Seeing no one, she ran down into the valley toward the opposite hill, named Marwa. She ran back and forth between these two hills exactly 7 times. This desperate act of a devoted mother became a sacred ritual for millions of pilgrims forever. On her 7th round at Marwa, she suddenly heard a loud voice. It was the powerful angel Gabriel striking the dry earth with his heel. A miraculous spring of sweet water violently gushed out. She gathered the earth around it and called it Zamzam. She drank, fed her baby, and their lives were miraculously saved. Days passed in the quiet desert until the water of Zamzam attracted birds. A wandering Arab tribe named Jurham saw the birds circling in the sky. They followed the birds and were shocked to find a woman and a baby in the wasteland. They respectfully asked Hajra for permission to settle near the water. She agreed, but kept the rights to the sacred well. And just like that, the empty desert transformed into a thriving settlement. The glorious plan of Allah was finally unfolding. Years passed, and the infant baby Ismail grew into a strong, beautiful young man. He learned the pure Arabic language from the wandering Jurham tribe. He was deeply loved and respected by everyone in the desert valley. Ibrahim would travel back and forth from Palestine to visit his beloved family. But then, the most difficult and heartbreaking trial of his entire lifetime arrived. While sleeping, Ibrahim saw a terrifying vision. He saw himself sacrificing his only beloved son for the sake of Allah. For the prophets of God, a dream is not just a dream, it is a direct, undeniable divine command. Despite his immense, overwhelming fatherly love, his submission to the Creator was absolute. He traveled back to Mecca and sat down with his teenage son. With a heavy, trembling heart, he looked at Ismail. He said, "O my beloved son, I have seen in a dream that I am sacrificing you." He then asked gently, "So look, what is your view?" The response of the young boy echoed with absolute faith and majestic bravery. He did not panic, he did not cry, and he did not run away in fear. He bravely replied, "O my father, do exactly as you are commanded. You will find me, if Allah wills, among the patiently enduring." The father and son began to walk together toward a rocky valley called Minar. On their way, the devil appeared to them in human form, trying to whisper doubts and stop the sacrifice. But Ibrahim firmly picked up small stones and threw them at the devil to drive him away. This bold act of throwing stones at the devil became a lasting, eternal ritual for the Hajj pilgrimage. When they reached the designated place, they both fully surrendered to the will of God. Ismail asked his father to place him face down on his forehead. He did this so that his father would not have to look into his eyes and feel weak during the painful strike. Ibrahim raised the heavy, sharp metal knife and brought it down on his son's neck. But a stunning miracle occurred by the strict command of the Creator. The dangerously sharp blade completely refused to cut the flesh of the boy. Suddenly, a majestic divine voice called out from the heavens, "O Ibrahim, you have already fulfilled the vision." Indeed, this was the clear and ultimate test of your absolute faith. You loved your son, but you proved that your love for Allah was greater. Then, the angel Gabriel brought down a massive, magnificent horned ram from heaven. Allah commanded that this ram be sacrificed as a ransom instead of the young boy. Ibrahim slaughtered the ram with tears of immense relief and profound gratitude. This beautiful story of pure sacrifice became the eternal tradition of the Islamic Zabihah. It is an act celebrated every single year by millions of Muslims around the world on Eid al-Adha. After the great test of the sacrifice was successfully passed, Allah rewarded Ibrahim with another incredible, miraculous blessing. A group of majestic angels visited his tent in the lands of Palestine. They appeared as ordinary human travelers, and he respectfully hurried to serve them food. But when they did not reach out to eat, he felt a sense of fear. The angels quickly calmed him and revealed their true divine identity. They gave him the joyful, glad tidings of a second son, named Ishaq. His first wife, Sarah, who was listening nearby, struck her face in pure astonishment. She laughed and said, "How can I bear a child when I am a very old, barren woman?" The angels gently replied, "Do you wonder at the miraculous decree of Allah?" Just as the divine messengers promised, the second son was born. Both of these great sons, Ismail and Ishaq, would grow up to become noble prophets. From the lineage of Ishaq, countless Israelite prophets were born. Years later, Ibrahim traveled back to the deep desert valley of Mecca. He found his eldest son, Ismail, sitting peacefully near the well of Zamzam. The father said, "O my son, Allah has given me a great command to build a house for him right here." The loyal son replied, "Then do exactly what your Lord has commanded, and I will fully help you." Together, the devoted father and son began to raise the stone foundations of the sacred Kaaba. Ismail carried the heavy desert stones, while Ibrahim placed them to build the mighty walls. When the walls grew too high, he stood on a special stone which still bears his footprints today. As they built the first holy sanctuary for humanity, they continuously prayed to their Lord. They prayed, "O our Lord, accept this service from us, for you are the hearing, the knowing." And they made one final, profound prayer for the future of the world. They prayed for a great, final messenger to be raised among their descendants. Thousands of years later, that exact prayer was perfectly answered. It was answered with the birth of the final prophet, Muhammad. The legacy of Ibrahim, the ultimate friend of God, lives on in the hearts of billions today.